There are tons of ways to evolve a Pokemon, and some of them are nearly impossible, but doable. So today I'll be evolving 18 of Pokemon Go's most difficult and most annoying Pokemon to evolve. Starting with some easy ones. This Pokemon here, Tyrant, although super rare, is honestly super easy to evolve. The hardest part about this guy is finding it in the wild. It is not a common spawn. But he likes the daytime. All you need is the sun shining and the birds chirping, and Tyrant can evolve over to Tyrantrum for 50 candies? 100? How many candies was that? Plus needing daylight. You just need daytime to get your Tyrantrum. Which is ironic because these were nighttime predators back in the day, but hey, there's the first Pokemon. Easy enough, right? The next one's a bit harder, and because the next one is Nocturnal. In order to evolve this super rare shiny Rockruff, which I hatched from I think a 10-kilometer egg. Yeah, I did, I hatched it right there, amazing. I want to evolve this to the one and only Midnight form Lycanroc, which simply, we just have to evolve when it turns to nighttime. So, be right back in a couple of hours. Like this shiny Cottony, a super rare shiny, but not so rare of a Pokemon. The one thing that is rare though is a Sunstone needed to evolve this Pokemon. For whatever reason, the evolution items have pretty much entirely disappeared in Pokemon Go. Unless you're a legacy player like myself and you just saved all the ones you've gotten from over the years, they're pretty impossible to get and to have. So evolving this shiny Cottony over to this shiny Whimsicott is easy, but only if you have the items. Same story with the next Pokemon, Panport, which requires a Unova Stone specific to the Unova region to evolve this guy. The harder thing with this Pokemon is that it is an US exclusive spawn, which means you can only get it in one region of the world. So not only do you need the evolution item, which is hard to get, but to get Simipour, you have to be in the right place at the right time. Slowpoke is no different, although this is a shiny one, so it's cooler. But to evolve it over to Slowking, oh my god, it requires a King's Rock, I almost said Sunstone, a King's Rock, which is another evolution item that you could get from the Research Breakthrough Box, sometimes from spinning random Pokestops, sometimes from Go Battle League, sometimes. It's really inconsistent finding the King's Rock, but Slowking looks really cool though, so kind of worth the hunt. And then we've got this shiny Dusclops, which is an amazing shiny, and it can evolve over to another amazing shiny, Dusknoir, using the Sinnoh Stone. Now, the Sinnoh Stone is a bit easier to find than like a King's Rock or a Sunstone, and that's because it represents an entire generation and not just one single item, so the Sunstone is sometimes featured in Community Day events or Research Breakthrough Boxes. It's more accessible, so getting yourself a shiny Dusknoir might be a little bit easier, but still not easy. Next evolution, we have a shiny Murkrow right now, and it takes a Sinnoh Stone and 100 Murkrow candy. Getting candy for Pokemon isn't that hard anymore because you can Mega Evolve and get more candy. There's all sorts of events happening all the time, so it's really just the Sinnoh Stone and the evolution items that make this Pokemon, shiny Honchkrow, so difficult to get. Also, not to mention it's shiny and it looks incredible. Look at this cutie. There's a shiny Horsey, and we're gonna evolve this guy. Now, to get the Horsey evolved over to the Seadra, that's easy. 25 candies and it's done. Boom, there it is, Seadra, easy. But to evolve Seadra over to the next evolution, Horsey's, I don't even know what the name of it is, but it takes a Dragon Scale. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only Pokemon that requires a Dragon Scale to evolve and get in Pokemon Go, which makes this item even more rare because only one Pokemon needs it. So the likelihood of it dropping or finding it is really low. Kingdra is the Pokemon we're getting here. So there's our shiny Kingdra with a Dragon Scale. Very hard one to find. Got a lovely shiny Yanma here caught in 2019 in actually Quebec in Montreal during a Safari Zone event. And to evolve this one over to a really, really cool shiny, it also takes 100 candy and a Sinnoh Stone. And the Sinnoh Stone, again, is the hardest part about this because it's not an easy item to get unless it comes out during a community day and you happen to save it. And there we go, the Yanmega, which I always thought was a Mega Pokemon, but it's not, it's just the name of it. But big shiny Yanmega with a Sinnoh Stone, that's a cool one. I want to get this shiny Eevee to Glaceon in Pokemon Go. But looking at the Evolve button, there's just a fat question mark over it. So how do you get Glaceon? Well, the only way to get it is to go into your shop, scroll down until you find the Glacial Lure module for 180 Pokecoins, or around $1.80. Find a Pokestop nearby and drop the Glacial Lure module at the Pokestop. And if you're within range of this, you can go back, click on your Eevee, and there you go. You can evolve Eevee over to a shiny Glaceon. But again, you have to buy the most premium lure module and most expensive lure module in the entire game to get it. But the result, I mean, look how beautiful this Pokemon is. Fantastic. And there's another Pokemon that's equally as expensive, but even more rare. let me find another Pokestop. The next Pokemon, Goomy, well, needs to be evolved first. Nice, there's our Sliggoo. This is the easy one. The hard one is evolving Sliggoo over into Goodra. For starters, it's 100 candies, and don't let my 857 Goomy candy fool you. This is a very rare Pokemon. It's currently in the research breakthrough box. It comes out of, I think, 10-kilometer eggs or 12s. It's not easy to find and definitely not easy to get candy for. And it's even harder to evolve, because to evolve it, we have to go into the shop and buy a Rainy Lure module, which is 180 Pokecoins. Again, a premium lure mod and one that costs $1.80. So we'll drop the Rainy Lure module down on the Pokestop, and then we'll go back into our Pokemon, find our Sliggoo, and there we go. We can evolve Sliggoo over into Goodra. Bam, that's done. There he is. And this Pokemon's coming out shiny this year during Pokemon Go Fest, so can't wait for that. Now going to the next level of difficulty. And even though we don't have to spend money to evolve these next Pokemon, it doesn't make them any easier. Like this Pokemon right here. Not this Pokemon. This one, Swirlix. There's a reason why we're in the kitchen right now. Swirlix requires 25 treats in order to evolve. That is a butt, which is honestly a tall order. So we've got to swap our buddy over to Swirlix and feed this little cutie 25 times. 25. Oh God, there we go. Okay, so exiting out of this, we go back into our Swirlix. As you can see, aha, we can evolve our Swirlix, this chubby little son of a gun. And there we go, success. That only took like 3-4 minutes, so Slurpuff, not that bad. What is bad is what we're doing next, because what we're doing is evolving Eevee. Now, Eevee has a question mark, which means, well, it can evolve to one of three things: Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. And unless you still have your name trick, there is no way to do that, or guarantee that evolution. So let's evolve Eevees non-stop until we get all three different Eevee evolutions. Let's see how long this is gonna take. All right, the first Eevee evolution is easy. It's guaranteed one off the checklist. And it's Jolteon. The one that I honestly get the most and have gotten the most over the years. I'm predicting 10 of these. Next shiny Eevee is going up, and it will give us, come on, yes! Flareon, oh my God. And Eevee number 3, God, please get lucky. For whatever reason, Vaporeon has been the hardest one for me to evolve to over the years, and it's my favorite. And no freaking way, oh my God. What are the odds of that? Vaporeon, okay. You know what, maybe Eevee isn't as annoying to evolve and get in Pokemon Go, or all 3 Eevee evolutions. That is fantastic. And I'm glad that was that easy, because now we move on to the most difficult level of evolutions today, some of the hardest Pokemon to evolve in all of Pokemon Go. And fortunately for me, the next Pokemon is one of my favorites ever, and it evolves to my #1 most favorite Pokemon to ever exist. We're gonna try to get Sudowoodo. To do that, we're gonna take our shiny Lucky Bonsly and evolve it. The only difficult part here is you have to walk 15 kilometers. What is 15 kilometers in miles?
9.32 miles.
9.32 miles. That is a lot of walking. So we're gonna swap our buddy, pop it into Bonsly, and we're gonna see how long the 9.32 miles takes to evolve this bad boy. Okay, it is days later, and when we look at my Bonsly, like it's July 5th right now. Like, I've been lazy, okay, it's my bad. But Bonsly is now at 13 kilometers. We only need 2 more, and he is done. We can finally evolve my son and move on to the #1 hardest Pokemon to evolve after Bonsly. This isn't even the hardest one. So luckily right now, I'm in the apartment here with the office with Jake, and this is where we get the maximum GPS drift, so we should be able to GPS drift those last 2 kilometers. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, we have a 2-kilometer egg ready to hatch, so it worked. The GPS drift worked, and we got a Staryu. And look at that, there's the drift. That's the drift. Oh my God, look at that. Look at the bird. Wait, is that a Star Raptor on top of a... Oh, it's gone. Okay, that glitch. There's a glitch happening for Pokemon Go. Still happening. Let's see how much progress we made on this guy, our Bonsly. 13.8 kilometers. I'm about to go walk my daily incense, which should definitely give us the 15 we need. Okay, really exciting thing here. As you can see, we've got some eggs hatching. I just hatched a Kabuto because I have 4 5-kilometer eggs going up because we have GPS drifted enough, plus going on the daily incense walk to get what we needed to get done. We can finally evolve one of my favorite shiny Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon ever, once we get rid of the eggs. So here we go, clicking into it. We've got this guy, the shiny Lucky Bonsly, and when we scroll down, we did it. Walk 15 kilometers together. This took so long, and it shouldn't have really taken that long. Obviously, we could do this in a day very easily, but I've been so on and off lately at Pokemon Go, and it kind of just shows, if you're casually playing, how hard this Pokemon actually is to evolve. Because 15 kilometers, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but man, if you're kind of just casually grinding, playing, in and out a couple times a day, It's not easy to evolve even a little bit. So there we go, our shiny Lucky Bonsly is going up, and coming down is the one and only shiny Sudowoodo, a Pokemon that I haven't evolved to in ages because it's so hard to get. But there he is, our shiny Lucky Sudowoodo, which is my favorite Pokemon to ever exist. That is done, that is checked. One of the hardest Pokemon to evolve ever, evolved. And next, we have the hardest Pokemon and probably the coolest Pokemon of the entire video. This next Pokemon is one of the hardest and most annoying Pokemon to evolve in Pokemon Go, hands down, bar none. It's the incredibly rare exclusive shiny Phoebus, which was a part of a lot of events years ago, but hasn't really returned since. So this shiny, it's hard to find. And it's even harder to evolve, because if you scroll down, to evolve to the evolution Milotic, which is a gorgeous Pokemon, it costs 100 candies, and wait for it, 20 kilometers walked as your buddy. That is a lot of walking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap my buddy from my shiny Jirachi over to our shiny Phoebus. Okay, so obviously we need 20 kilometers to walk this Pokemon, but if we go in with it as our buddy and give it a quick puffin, will that bring the adventure distance down? Let's see, clicking in on our Phoebus and scrolling down. Nope, I just wasted a puffin. Okay, cool, so I'm gonna walk 20 kilometers with this Pokemon. As you can see, my little Phoebus swimming around with me, and we'll see how long this takes. Luckily, we have GPS drift. All right, it's been 2 days walking with the Phoebus. I went to Santa Monica, did the grind, I've let the GPS drift roll, and we've officially got up to 9 kilometers. We're actually almost halfway there with the hardest Pokemon to evolve ever. Let's see how much longer this takes. Today is the day. We've got our shiny Phoebus, and scrolling down, we're at 11.3 out of 20 kilometers. I've got to go walk around and record for the 7th anniversary event, which includes using a 30-minute daily incense. We're gonna get these 9 kilometers. It's happening today. We will evolve the hardest Pokemon to evolve, the shiny Phoebus, with 20 kilometers walked. Okay, back in the apartment with Jake right here. Jake, hello. We've been letting the thing GPS drift and looking at the Phoebus. We're at 19 out of 20 kilometers. I'm gonna leave my phone open and like tucked away while I drive home. Let it get the driving home kilometers. It's time to evolve this. Oh my God, and after driving around with the phone, as you can see on screen, we went from 19.9 kilometers, crossed over to 20. It happened finally. As the buddy Pokemon with Phoebus, as you can see, we got 20 kilometers walked with it. This is so good, and as you can see at the bottom, 20 kilometers total walked. I've never walked this thing before. It is done. We can finally get the final evolution, evolve our shiny Phoebus over to the shiny Milotic, which is a 20-kilometer walked Pokemon, which took me days to do. And again, the difficulty isn't walking 20 kilometers because, oh, there's a shiny, they look so good. Because conceptually, that's not that hard. The difficulty is just being consistent with it, which I obviously was not all that. But shiny Milotic is there, and that is the final, most difficult Pokemon to evolve in Pokemon Go. If you enjoyed, leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck, and thank you for watching.